guys, welcome back to lucid9. This is Cackling Cat. In our last one, we found a friend. Or, well, I mean, a lost friend that we lost. Yeah, anyway. The cafeteria is broad and beautiful, boasting polished surfaces and tidy, well-lit spaces. Modern furniture settles well in the brushed mahogany floor. Students in pristine uniforms travel to and fro, scooping food from extensive buffet counters from the perimeter of the cafeteria and returning to their friends. I spot. Oh, never mind. That's not her talking. Yeah, he just went into girl mode. I spot Rui in the back corner of the cafeteria, staring at the skylights with a thoughtful tilt to her head. Actually, this would be the perfect time to tell her about Misaki. Rui would be thrilled to see her again. Hey, Rui. She jumps slightly at the sudden sound, and only then do I remember that I'm supposed to be apologizing for being dramatic yesterday. And an ass! Except, I've never been great at apologizing, or even good, or actually even mildly passable. Say, how are you? Oh, sorry guys. I'm doing okay. How was class? It was okay, I guess. Oh, okay. We shuffle for a moment, and I finally clear my throat. About yesterday. It's okay, Yama. I know that seeing the bus must have brought up some memories. You were just flashing out. But I shouldn't have. No, I guess not. So next time something like that happens, I reserve the right to slap you, silly. And just like that, everything is right between us. What have I done to deserve a friend like this? I don't know. I don't know what you've done. Thanks. But buy me lunch. What? I'm a cheap man. Oh, come on, it's only fair. If I go into debt, I blame you for constantly mooching off of me. Are you ever going to pay for your own food? Probably not, because I'm cute and a girl. Sorry. But you can't count those grocery trips because I ended up cooking everything for you. And yourself. Libertax. Let's go already. I'm hungry. She had a manly voice right there. But just as she reached forward and pulled my arms to her side, we hear a very familiar voice from behind us. Well, what have we here? Oh, it's the teacher. We jerk around in synchronization and promptly face to face with Mr. Ryota. Rui quickly squeaks and jumps away, suddenly bashful. Oh. Does Rui have a crush on every man in the school or something? Oh, hi, Mr. Ryota. Look at you two, the adorable childhood friends, finally getting together after years of unended drama. Bah. I feel sick. What is this? Some crappy anime? What? We're not together. I wouldn't go out with Yama in a million years. It's actually adorable. I struggle to maintain a straight face. I know I'm just too good for you. Yes. She snaps back into Rui, that the rest of the academy knows her as. Witty, confident, and a touch of maliciousness. She opens her mouth, no doubt to smite me with some comeback or another, but Mr. Ryota breaks this up. Well, if I don't end up barfing my guts out, you guys have the most adorable wedding in all of history. And there goes Rui. Oh, can you say something like that, Miss Ryota? You're a teacher. You should know better. Oh, come on. You two look back on this day. Mock my words. With a cheerful wave, he splits to the faculty line. Express line. Express line for teachers, eh? Those words sound fairly ominous. I can already imagine all the embarrassing stories he's liberally sharing with the other wedding guests. We'd probably have so many rolling in the aisles from laughter that Rui wouldn't even be able to walk properly. What the heck am I even thinking about? Wedding? Rui? Never. Mr. Ryota is being his usual self, I see. Yep. Now he's got me thinking about it. Nope. Not going there. Maybe now would be a good time to switch topics. Alright. I even have the perfect material. Hey, Rui. You're not going to believe this, but I saw Mika today. Rui's face cuts to complete blankness in the space of a millisecond. It is really shocking news. Maybe I should have eased into it a bit instead of just throwing it at her. Just smack her across the face with it. She ended up transferring to this school, and we coincidentally wound up in the same class. Dead silence. I finally started to feel a prickle of apprehension. Oh, sorry. Drink a coffee. Coffee drinking time. We can hang out together again. We can. Did you talk to her? What? Of course. It's Miki. Rui, what's wrong? Aren't you happy? Well, no. I'm not happy. As far as I'm concerned, she has nothing to do with either of us anymore. Don't you remember? Rui got super scary. We were kids who held a stupid grudge for something beyond our control. Come on, we're older than that now. Oh, are we? She didn't really apologize, did she? Well, I pause for a moment. Rui's expression immediately darkens. I see that she didn't. And I know why. Because she wasn't there to see you fall apart. I don't think you remember, Yama, but you were in a really bad place after she left. Even to the point where, I mean, you know, but that wasn't because of Misaki. Oh, that wasn't because of Misaki. I mean, yeah, but she triggered the whole thing. It's just, when I think about it, I get mad at her, really mad. So it's probably best for both her and me to stay away from each other. I'm gonna gouge her eyes out when I see her. So you're not gonna be friends again? The thought is so baffling that I couldn't help a stutter. In my mind, we'd always been a pact deal. Me, Rui, Masaki. It was either all of us or nothing. Oh no! I mean, you're your own person, so you should hang out with whoever you want. It's a trap. Don't fall for it. But I can't be buddy-buddy with Misaki until she realizes what she's done. I never thought Rui, of all people, would be irrational. How bad had I been, exactly? I'd never seen Rui so upset, at least not in a really long time. Not in reality. Maybe in non-reality, but anyway. Not in a really long time. I'm sorry to be a downer. Why don't we just grab some lunch? How about you go ahead? I need to talk to Mr. Ryota. Dude, you're gonna leave her after all that. Okay. Surprisingly, she doesn't ask me any more questions. She heads to lunch line without a word. Maybe she also feels rotten inside, like something has been lost forever. Nope. She feels like beating a booty up. I shake these thoughts and immediately locate Mr. Ryota, who's just popped out of the faculty line and, conveniently enough, is heading in my direction. He watches our separation with eyebrows raised to his hairline. Oh. Are the newlyweds already running into trouble? I ignore this. Good timing, Mr. Ryota. I wanted to ask you something. The question is whether to officially ask Ryu out. The answer is yes. Wait. No. No. That's not the question. Aw, really? That's a bit boring. Rui and I aren't. You know what? Never mind. I was wondering what it meant when you see someone you haven't seen in forever, who you thought disappeared off the planet. It means exactly what you just said. Your life actually is a creepy anime. Yeah, it is. I never said that. Oh, you didn't? Mr. Ryota. Sorry, I can't help it. Now, who's this person you haven't seen in forever? She just transferred into my class this morning. Rui. Her, me, we were really close when we were little, back in our hometown, Seto. Transfer student, childhood friend? Don't even think about it. Too late. It has been thought. My life is not a creepy anime. It's not. Maybe just a little bit. You're right. It's a really creepy anime. I know I was saying crappy, but it's more of a creepy anime. So what's the problem? Well, I talked with her and I think we'll be friends again, but Rui is jealous. What? No. What is this, junior high? Sorry. I should have. See, when Misaki, that's the transfer student, left, she accidentally triggered a giant depressive state that basically left me in a dump for years. Oh, that's the person you want to get back in touch with. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. Rui claimed it was bad. Yama, when can you come to my office today? I want to listen properly to you, and the cafeteria is not exactly an ideal environment. Well, I guess that Mr. Ryota got hired into his job for an actual reason. Well, yeah, he's just a dork. Ah, okay. Guess I'll drop by after school. Or during. Really. Either way works. Entertain me. Now after lunch. You gotta eat before the bell rings. Young, growing boys need all the nutrition they can get. He can't sound like the wise, all-knowing teacher when he just implied it was fine for me to ditch school. See you later, Mr. Ryota. He only responds with a casual wave before he saunters off to the nearest table, chatting easily with a group of students. I snag a plate of food and search for Rui, but she's nowhere in sight. Guess that conversation took a little longer than I originally intended. Nope, she took her food to go. I quickly scarfed my food down and returned to the classroom. Alright, class, let's take secondary roll before we head to the courtyard. What? We have more PE? The teacher's halfway through rolling her eyes before she catches herself. I guess it's not a good example to roll your eyes in front of your students. No! Yahiko. Today's career day has been announced over the PA for the past 3 days. Afternoon classes are canceled so that the third years may explore possible future occupations with specialists. So pointlessness. Woo! Right. Questions of the future. Writing prompts about your dream job. New career day. I think I'm sensing a pattern here. We're already running a little late, so let's make this quick. Anyone missing? Nope. That prompts us to glance around. I think he's right, ma'am. Everyone's here. Oh. I think he's right, ma'am. Everyone's here. Everyone except Misaki, who apparently is at her job. Time to do some not-so-subtle recon. Teacher, where's that girl, the one sitting by the window? The teacher waves her hand dismissively. Special circumstances, anyone else? Despite myself, I feel a prick of curiosity. Special circumstances? What kind of circumstances could warrant such an offhanded dismissal from a teacher? I thought most teachers loathe making exceptions for mandatory events. Just what could Masaki's job be? As the teacher continued to survey the classroom, I feel a nudge against my arm. I'm surprised you brought it up. What? Usually you wouldn't say anything, even if you noticed. What's it to you? Huh? You wouldn't have thought it too much trouble. Her words are remarkably neutral. It's awkward. It feels like a trap. Trap. I think you just stop pretending like you actually know me, or that you have a brain. I'm such an ass. You're insufferable. She storms to the back of the room in a hoof. I'm insufferable. She's done far, far worse, and she's still judging me. Judgment. What a hypocrite. All right. Let's look. Let's look. All right. Looks like everyone else is here. To the courtyard. Destiny awaits. Or just a break from the classroom. There are more than a few rolled eyes, but everyone obediently files out of the classroom. Beer day, woo. Our class pours into the courtyard, which currently resembles a crowded street market. Columns of booths are set in ordinary lines, and each attempting to outshine the others with progressively more outrageous signage and progressively louder music. Because that's how you base a job, is their signage and music. I wonder if they've got a booth for my future job. Come to think of it, in all the 203 times he's talked about his dream, he's never once mentioned his future job. Just all the things he'll own. Oh, what might that be? Isn't it obvious? With my stunning looks and all. So, a trash can? Is that even a job? Of course it's a job. Oh, well, no. I want to be a model. Good luck with that. That's ridiculous. Wait. It's not as silly as it seems. I mean, seeing how he just believed that being a trash can was a profession, he can't have a job that requires him to think. He also can't have a job that requires social interaction. He just repel people instead of attract them. Those are his two biggest flaws, and modeling doesn't need either. It's true, I suppose. As for his looks, I hate to admit it, but he's not bad looking. He'd probably be able to land himself a girlfriend if he just could keep his mouth shut. Just keep it shut. It almost sounds like a serious plan. Yahiko, my friend, I'm glad you finally realized the cruel truth. What are you talking about? I'm just saying that it's a good idea, especially coming from you. Isn't it? Once I become famous, the entire world will be able to witness my magnificence. It'll be on TV, the internet, advertising blimps, basically everywhere. On second thought, maybe it's a terrible idea. Well, if you don't mind me, I'm off to meet my destiny. And with that, he skips off into the courtyard, leaving me awkwardly leaning against the wall like some kind of delinquent. I'm not really sure what to do. I'll be wasting my time if I look around, but I'll be wasting my time if I stay here. What a conundrum. You there! I turn to the source of the voice, a man in the middle medical coat, standing in front of a booth boasting the holographic sign. Way Forward Pharmaceuticals Hospital Division. Hunch. I'm guessing he's a doctor. Are you interested in becoming a doctor? Bodies? Open wounds? Yeah, no. Sorry, I don't think I could deal with the pressure of being a doctor. If that's what you're worried about, then don't worry. I'm a heart surgeon, and I get an entire team of people helping me during the operation. Well, if I have people helping me. Scalpel, please. Nah. What do you mean, nah? I thought I was supposed to do all the cutting this time. That doesn't matter. It sure does. I see that's what's going on here, man. You want to take all the credit? Well, guess what? That ain't happening. What are you talking about? I'm a doctor here. Doctor, the patient is in critical condition. If you don't act fast, he's gonna die. The patient is dying, dang it. Give me the scalpel. Whoa there. Don't be getting your scalpel in a bunch. Doctor, the patient is dead. See? Look what you did. Look what I did. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think being a doctor's right for me. Are you sure? You've got a great internship program. Not you. We have a great internship program. I'm good. Thanks, though. Another nearby booth catches my eye, a multicolored sign claiming that it's from the National Education Institute. Behind the booth table, a tall woman in glasses is speaking animatedly to a small group of students. Don't you feel that we have a duty to equip the next generation into society's knowledge is power, and we need to ensure that our successors have the power to move forward. My job is the best and most beneficial, and there are no downsides whatsoever. Yeah, been there, heard that. Don't your students annoy you or tire you out? Well, I've had some ups and downs in my career, of course. The more difficult students may be perplexing at first, but when you persevere, not preserve. You don't want to preserve your students, that might be bad. But when you persevere, you always end up getting those students back in the right path. Is that so? Teacher, what's 5 plus 7? This is high school, Misaki. Mr. Akiri, not primary school. You should have mastered the addition by now. But teacher. Excuse me, Mr. Kuragani. Smoking is not permitted on campus. Hand those over. Teach. You ain't the boss of me. Kid, I'm your teacher. You're shorter than me, kid. And that makes you a kid. All right, that's it. You're staying after class. You got detention to serve. Says who? Says you. You couldn't even take on a disaster chicken with one claw tied behind its tail. We're just gonna call it disaster chicken. I like that better. That's why can't you be that? Okay, that's why can't you be that eloquent in your essays? What? It's a teacher. What? What's wrong? What are you crying? Why are you crying? Again, wait. For it. Stop it. Oh, you're angry with me. I'm sorry. I'm so terrible at it. Yeah. Don't cry. Yeah, I don't think I have enough patience to deal with students. I meander down the row of booths, apathetically peering at any that seem mildly entertaining. One man with a remarkably bushy mustache raises his fist in the air, yelling at the top of his lungs. Do you love Japan? Join the Japanese Self-Defense Force today. Wow. I thought those kinds of diehards patriots only existed in TV. I thought I could read better. Any man who is able to follow orders can be seen as a hero of Japan. If you're still alive. Grenade! Cover it, soldier. What? Well, we could just run away. Jump on that grenade, or I'll have you court-martialed for insubordination. But I'll die. The better. Hop to it. Yeah, nope, not happening. I turn away from the booth. Everything I see is equally unpromising. Do you have the knack for cooking? Why not apply for a line culinary school? Gather here, engineers, mathematicians, fellow courtmen. The biggest digital corporation in the world, Lemoneskit, has positions open for you. Oh, if you always wanted to help the hurting, join us at the Convalescent Therapy Center and transform the world, one life at a time. A quick glance at the other direction reveals that I seem to be the only one having trouble. We're all so much fun, la 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 la. I find Elizabeth in deep conversation with a police officer, just a few feet away. Wouldn't have thought her to be the type. Maybe she's sucking up to them, so they'll let her off for corporate fraud. Meh. I can't really judge her. At least she found something that is interested in. That she's interested in. Me, on the other hand, well, I have nothing. What's up? Can't find your life's calling. What? I turned to the source of the voice, a scraggly man slumped against a rickety folding chair, a worn beanie plopped on his head, and a threadbare trench coat thrown over his shoulders. There's no sign on his booth. Is hobo a legitimate career? Ha! Youngsters these days. You hold your future in your hands and you don't even know what to do with it. You're lucky, you know. There was a time when people didn't have the luxury of choosing their careers. Upon second glance, I noticed that there are several rolling racks of books settled in the back of the booth. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to their genre: science fiction, mystery, fantasy, a young adult. But they're all under the same name. Are you a writer? He smiles when I ask him this. What? Surprised? Who'd you think I was? An adventurer? A globetrotter? A homeless guy, actually. He throws back his head and laughs. You've got life. I can't wait to read your stories. Somehow I don't think that's being a writer would fit me. Okay, well. Oh, somebody help me. Whatever shall I do? Fear not, generic damsel in distress. I'm the hero. I lost the previous battle, so this is the heroic rematch where I'm guaranteed to win. How fortunate. After you win the final battle, I shall bestow with you an obligated smooch of victory. Hey, you can't just ignore the villain. I got your girl, Yana. Oh, spare us your evil gloating. I'll only lead to your downfall. But I gotta. Give a motivated rant that we understand you identity tragic villain. Nah, I'll just put that as a footnote. Okay, I tried this needless banner. I actually rated the princess backstory and that she's a badass in distress. Okay, yeah. What? But you didn't even foreshadow that. Too bad. I need to move the plot forward. Yeah. No. Yeah, I don't think I can come up with the original material. That's why you just rip off real life, you know. Thanks, but no thanks. He shrugs apathetically as I walk away. A nearby small group of students catch my eye. They're gathered in front of a man in a long, sweeping lab coat. I thought his voice is placid. There lies an undercurrent of power in every word he says. Life is a fragile thing. There is an unspeakable number of ways for the human body to fail, and even more for it to be broken. Death was accepted as an inevitable part of life, a natural stage in the cycle of this world. But it doesn't have to be that way. The man in the lab coat straightens as the students break into hurried whispers. Through research, we can create medicine that fights diseases and treats disorders, extending our lives exponentially and maybe indefinitely. Ah, so he's a medical researcher. He fixes his gaze on each individual in the crowd, not in a hostile manner, but in a certainly in an unnerving one. Excuse me. A day may come when you can defy death. His eyes land on me, for some reason. The intelligence arc of his brow and his commanding line of his jaw shifts slightly. As he examines me, I feel frozen beneath his piercing gaze. It isn't exactly uncomfortable, just strange. Eventually he turns away, adjusting the golden glasses that are settled on his bridge of his nose. If you seek to make a lasting influence in the world, join us at Way Forward Pharmaceuticals in the research division. Together we can accomplish the impossible and prevent the inevitable. The crowd of students break into applause, their faces agap at wonder. I can only scoff. No one can defy death. Anyone who thinks otherwise is just delusional. As I turn away from the Way Forward booth, the PA hums to life. Attention, students. Mayor Inori would speak to the center stage in 5 minutes. The students around me gasp audibly, break into frantic whispers. Mayor Inori? Here? In person? Our school's important, you know. Why wouldn't he come? Come on, let's get a good spot. I follow the massive throng of students gathered around the courtyard center stage. Sure enough, Missouri Inori, the ever-popular mayor of Isamu, is in the flesh. He gives the students a cordial wave from behind an impenetrable line of security guards. You know, back in the day when dinosaurs roamed the earth. This extracts a laugh from the crowd. We always ditched career day. We'd pop over to GFC. You should have seen it before it was renovated. And stuff ourselves with wings. There were only double S's at the time. Shows how far they've come in society, eh? The crowd chuckles again. Among them, I catch the distinct tint of Elizabeth's giggle. As usual, she's eagerly jotting notes on her phone. Hang on to the mayor's every word. The brunette girl, who's always around Elizabeth, is also next to her. Surprisingly, she seems equally engrossed in the speech. And yes, I hated career day. Thought it was a waste of time. Thought that why were restraining me at the time when all I wanted to do was explore myself. Who I was, who I wanted to be. But later, I realized that I was thinking about career day in the completely wrong way. It wasn't about deciding my future, it was about exploring possibilities. He allows a moment of thoughtful silence before he continues. The truth is, you'll probably change careers multiple times in your life. In fact, the average number of job changes is estimated about 15 times. Very true. You could be in med school all your life, but have experience in construction, hard work, woodwork, design, architecture, statistics, engineering, maybe in ostrich babysitting or bicycle fishing. Okay. As Elizabeth smiles into her hand as the student laughs like a perfectly timed track. But as vast as the future is, you know what you don't want to do? You don't want to be hurt. You don't want to go each day full of insecurities, doubts, fears. You don't want to be lied to or backstabbed or treated like a fake. I won't lie to you. It's a nasty world out there. It's a politician for you. But I think that we can all agree that regardless of who you are and where you're from, we each have an important part to play in the safety of this country. So go on, explore, you guys. Be bright. And hey, you guys, in a better spot than I was. I thought I'd be like nothing more than to become an anthropologist. That would have been a good job, actually. Not that even I knew what that meant at the time. I just sounded cool. Okay, you're a horrible... What? Okay. Don't admit things like that. It's stupid. His parting sentence elicits another laugh as he steps from the stage, offering a final wave. The students erupt into cheers in response. I quickly shuffle away from the crowd before the noise overwhelms me. I don't want to like this guy. Heck, I don't want to like any politician. But he seems to be less evil than the others I've seen. Maybe. Furthermore, he made a good speech. He came across intelligible, but genuine. Two major opposites of politicians. Maybe I'll vote in his re-election. Maybe. Hello, stranger. What? Hi, Mickey. I abruptly stop in my tracks, finally taking in what she's wearing. Well, you're dressed up. Which is putting it slightly. She's draped in a silken kimono that's rippling around her figure like water. Her inset with minimalistic ribbon and crystal pin. She could own the red carpet, or a throne, or even that outfit. Or without that. Whatever. Pretty. My mind supplies unhelpfully. I quickly grind that part of my mind to dust. That's all you have to say? Well, what are you expecting? Poetry? Poetry. Oh, dearest, you linken yourself to starlight with eyes like the moon and mouth like a purest golden flames of the sun. Yeah. She probably slaps me on the back. Very funny, Shakespeare. Although I'm impressed, your recitation was pretty decent. I feel like she's insulting me, but she genuinely seems shocked. So, what brings you here? Do you want to become a model? What? Oh no! No need for embarrassment. Male models are hardly anything new. However, they do intend to be physically fit. Do you happen to have a six-pack? I'll pretend I heard none of that. What makes you think I would ever be a model? You're standing by my companion's booth. We are a modeling company. Surprised, I cast a quick glance behind her. Sure enough, the large banner reads Lotus Modeling, above a tent with a striking photo spreads. Hence the kimono, I assume. You assume correctly. So, where's Rui? I haven't seen her all day. She wants to kill you. That awkward moment when... really? That's funny. She attends the school, right? What? Of course she does. So, you've seen her today? Well, yeah. You didn't tell her about me? Hello, social drama. I miss you so much. So much! How can I word this delicately? Or better yet, avoid it completely? You should probably be getting back to your job. I have my eye on you, Yama. Do you really think I can't tell when you're lying? Probably, because you haven't seen me for years and you don't really know me anymore. But hey, you know, yeah. I believe in my abilities to run away. Always the same, I see. I've made a mental note to harass you better at later. Until then, Yama. She floats back to her booth, greeting any curious glances with an effortless smile. A model? Her job is modeling? Somehow I find that a little underwhelming. I almost expected her to be involved in something drastic like the Secret Service or the film industry. Or even the Olympics. But modeling? Where you pose and change and smile for hours and hours and hours? Adventurous, stubborn Miki? It doesn't seem to fit her. Well, that's gonna be all for tonight. Don't forget to share and subscribe. And as always, don't forget to tickle that like button, because you know it wants it. No matter what it says.